Welcome in, everyone. I cannot wait for you guys to watch this video and get through this book with me. I would just like to start this video off by saying this is not spoiler free. This is not a spoiler free review because I want to rant. And also, I don't even recommend reading this. If you're watching this and you were like, I might want to read this, okay, go do it. But otherwise, I don't even recommend you read this, so stay and watch all the spoilers that I'm about to say to you. Unless you're into weird things that don't make sense, but in kind of a bad way, not even in a cool way, feel free to leave now so you don't get spoiled. Also, I will add that I actually have heard a lot of praise for this book, so maybe I am the problem, maybe I'm too stupid to understand it, I have no idea, but like, to me, this is the worst book I read last year and one of the worst books I've ever read in my whole life. Alright, so if we're ready, let's get into it! So, this is the Pisces. So, what we're going to do today, I'm just going to give you guys a full recap of the whole novel. Because I don't think you're going to read it, and I just want you guys to experience what I experienced. So, let's do it. Let's recap the novel, and it's weird, so grab your popcorn, grab your coffee, grab your mugs of water. Let's get into it. Okay, so first thing I want to say is this book was recommended to me by a friend after she said I should read this book if I like hot mermen. Let me just get my notes going here. Also, I read it 6 months ago, so if I do get any tiny details wrong or like order of events, I apologize, but it shouldn't really matter that much anyway. Alright, so we have this woman, Lucy. She is the main character. She gets broken up with because she's crazy and weird and physically abusive. And then she has a mental breakdown, naturally. So soon after that, her sister, who lives in Los Angeles, whereas Lucy lives in Phoenix, says that Lucy can dog sit her dog for her during the summer in her beautiful, gorgeous beach house in LA, hoping that it'll make Lucy feel better and give her kind of a fresh start. Sure, makes a lot of sense. Oh my goodness, guys. Sorry, I can't. I can't. Even just writing out the script for this review just made me angry. But anyway. So, Lucy goes to Los Angeles, and she meets the dog that she's supposed to take care of, whose name is Dominic, who is very beloved to her sister. She's got photos of him around the house, and lots of them, and she just loves her dog. It's like her child. It makes sense, right? So, Lucy in LA, she generally feels very lonely, right? She is in an all-female support therapy group, and she's trying to make friends there. People are kind of weird. She doesn't really get along with them, and she tries to hang out with the dog sometimes, just to, cancel out her loneliness. However, one night, she stepped outside by the beach late at night, and she saw, like, a really, really hot guy just looking at her in the water. And his name is Theo. She talks to him, and it's just kind of like, yo, what's up? Like, what are you doing? Why are you kind of being creepy in the water at night all alone? He's very mysterious. He's kind of just like, I like to go swimming at night or whatever. I'm a surfer man, swimmer man, whatever. They talk for a bit. She's kind of intrigued. Nothing that important happens, and she leaves for the night. She eventually gets bored about life again, and someone suggests that she should try Tinder to meet some more guys and have some fun through her breakup. Okay, whatever, makes sense. So she meets this guy called Adam, who she describes as looking like a monkey, but in a sexy way. And they're texting, and she realizes she forgets to walk Dominic the dog for the last 8 hours. Okay. She walks the dog, she comes home, she's so lonely and weird that she goes to bed doing weird things while thinking of Adam. Who she's never met before, by the way. Okay, fast forward. They have a really weird date. She goes to Adam's house. They have a really weird time. He's a really weird guy. Whatever. She's not proud of what happened. And then she leaves. Now, keep in mind that most nights, between all the weird stuff she's actually doing, the people she's meeting, she does visit the mysterious swimmer man Theo at night, and they're talking more, they're kind of getting to know each other more, and they talk about cool pretentious things like poetry, and oh my god, we should cancel poetry, and music, and sexy destruction, self-torture, destruction is sexy, and really cool things like that, right? Oh, by the way, the man has never gotten out of the water, they just talk, he's like leaning on a rock at night, and she's standing there. Okay. Now, to be honest, if this was just if the book was more about that, maybe it wouldn't be that weird, you know what I mean? But whatever, let's keep going. So days pass, she's still neglecting the dog. The dog is pooing on the floor. I'm sorry, it's not funny, it's crazy. The dog is pooing on the floor, which shows how much she neglects him, but she can't even take him outside, whatever. She goes on a date with this other weirdo, Garrett, to make herself feel better about Adam. He asks her to meet up in this fancy bougie hotel. Lucy is like, yeah, obviously, that sounds really cool. I'm down to be treated to a date in, like, this really bougie fancy hotel. Like, that sounds awesome. They meet up, and she's like, something like, oh, like, are you gonna get the room? And he's like, no, can you meet me in the bathroom instead? Oh, that's, like, one of my fetishes. Oh, my God. Okay, so weird things happen in this bathroom, and she obviously leaves feeling like crap. She feels really weird about everything, and she gets a UTI. Fantastic. Lucy's life is going just as well. Anyway, obviously, she kind of takes a break on the Tinder dates. Everything is just really weird. She decides to put more attention on Theo, the water man, the weird water guy. She goes to see him one night. They kiss for the first time, but he still has never left the water. She goes home that night after they kiss and whatever for the first time, and she realizes, oh, the dog needs to take medicine because he has, like, diabetes or something. And girl Lucy has forgotten to give the dog the medicine. And the dog is really sad and sulky and, like, not feeling very well. And Lucy is like, oh, I feel kind of bad. Let me pet the dog a little bit. She gives him the medicine. But she obviously doesn't really feel that bad, right? She has a suicidal friend called Claire. And Claire is like, hey, Lucy, like, I'm feeling kind of suicidal. I don't feel very good. Do you mind sleeping over? And I literally remember reading, like, when I was writing the script, I was going through the book, and I remember seeing Lucy was like, oh, depression is really hard. I totally understand what she's going through. Depression is a disease. I feel very bad for her. So, like, Lucy goes to visit her suicidal friend, right? To help her. Like, maybe Lucy's not that bad of a person. She goes to see her friend. The suicidal friend, she goes, do you mind sleeping over? And Lucy says no, because I have to take care of the dog. I'm so sorry. The friend is like, I really need you here. Please, can you just bring the dog? Like, we'll take care of the dog here. Lucy says no, still, because of the dog. But in the back of her mind, she's like, I don't want to go because I'm not going to be able to see Theo. The waterman, the weird guy in the water. So no, she can't sleep over with her suicidal friend because she has to go see Theo. And by the way, this book is written in first person, so we do get all of her thoughts. Okay, so if you thought that was weird, no, this is where it actually gets weirder. It gets worse. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. Grab your popcorn. Listen, guys, grab your popcorn. After all that, she goes to see Theo. Okay, at least she goes to see Theo for real. Fine, whatever. They do things together while he's still in the water. Okay, so, like, they're hooking up, he's still in the water, if you can imagine what they're doing. Instead of staying with her suicidal friend, by the way. They decide it's finally time for Theo to get out of the water. You know, they've been talking for a while. Let's see, like, why aren't you coming out of the water, Theo? What's wrong with you? He comes out of the water, and so I've already spoiled it for you guys, sorry. But yeah, he's a merman. He is a merman. Whoa. That's weird. He has a whole tail. Okay, I wasn't surprised. Obviously, I knew it was going to be a merman. Obviously, there's a whole fish and whatever. Like, it wasn't a surprise. I'm not mad that there's a mermaid in a human world. I'm not mad for that reason, okay? Let me just make that clear. I've read fantasy books. This was not new, okay? But anyway, he has male anatomy at the top of his tail, question mark. And he also has, like, a cloth around his waist. Like, that's what mermaids in this world do. Like, they have male anatomy on the front of their tail, and then they have, like, a little waist cloth. Okay, sure. Whatever, anyway, she leaves for the night, and she keeps, you know, going through her life and her days, and she realizes the dog is really sick. Shocker, the dog is sick, oh my god. She keeps meeting Theo, right? And she keeps hooking up with him by the beach, right? Until one day, they're like, okay, I'm not into this. Let's just get into the house. Why don't we just go to the house? Okay, the man can't walk. She uses a child's wagon to put this hot man on the wagon and wagon him into the house. Since he can't walk, obviously, he has no legs. Like, okay. Her suicidal friend keeps asking her for help and support. And Lucy is ignoring all of her calls. She's ignoring all of her texts. She's like, she's like, Claire, you're scaring me. Like, this is just too dark for me right now. I can't deal with it. After this, for the night, she had plans for Theo to come over, right? for the first time, and she gets all dressed up. She makes sure she looks pretty for the first time her and Theo see each other in the house. While her friend has problems, the dog has problems. Okay. All right, now get this, guys. Like, please, it just gets worse and worse. She brings Theo into the house, finally. And Theo is scared of dogs. So Theo's scared of dogs. Of course he is. And, like I'm skipping over so much, but as I'm reading this, like, I think some parts were supposed to be kind of sexy, whatever. Bro, like, Theo is, like, so scared of dogs. Like, why are you doing this? Okay, whatever, anyway. So he doesn't want to come into the house. He's like, no, take me back to the water. The girl is like, no, like, what do you want me to do? So she puts the dog in, like, a closet or some tiny little room away from Theo. Let's just fast forward a little bit, okay? Theo has been coming over most nights with the wagon, okay? The dog has been hiding in the closet every single time Theo comes over, obviously. And since the dog barks a lot in the closet, it's ruining the vibes, it's ruining the steaminess, obviously. Lucy gives the dog tranquilizers every single night. Oh my god. Okay, listen. I'm, like, okay with shock value, and I'm okay with, you know, morally bad main characters. I'm okay with, like, I'm okay with anti-heroes. I think that stuff could be really actually well done. But, like, the way she treated this dog, it was just so unnecessary. Like, I don't know what the other solution is, but you did not have to lock this dog in the closet, and you did not have to give the poor dog tranquilizers every night. You did not have to do that. It just made no sense. Like, it just was so stupid. It was just so stupid. It bothered me so much, okay? Ugh. Anyway. Lucy eventually tells Theo that she is gonna go back home soon. The summer's ending. Her sister's gonna come back home. And Theo gets mad that Lucy didn't tell him from the start. And so Theo is like, what? Like, you made me fall in love with you and we developed this whole relationship and you're literally not even gonna stay and hang out with me under the water. Like, you're gonna go back home. You didn't even tell me that. And Theo's like, yeah, I was literally gonna invite you to live under the water with me. And Lucy was like, what? How is that even possible? But okay. A few days pass. Theo and Lucy don't talk because he's pissed at her. She goes to visit him every single night at the rocks. He's just never there anymore, okay? So Lucy is talking to some friend about going home. Oh, like, what am I gonna do about my ex? Like, does he want to get back together? Stuff like that. And someone tells Lucy that the ex got some random girl pregnant that Lucy was worried about. And Lucy is like, what? Well, now I can't go home now. How am I supposed to go home? He's there. In the same city. I don't even know if they live together. They're in the same city. He's there. He got someone pregnant. What? I can't go back now. So Lucy, you know, stuff happens. She kind of goes through life. She reminisces. She thinks about what she should do. Like, it's not just exactly what I'm saying, but I'm just trying to give you guys the important stuff here. She decides, you know what? F all this. I'm going to go tell Theo. I'm gonna go talk to Theo. Surely he'll be there this time. Theo finally is like, oh, sorry, I haven't been going to the rocks to see you. I've been so mad. That's exactly how I dude, Theo is like a man-child. He's supposed to be some hot, sexy mermaid man. He has perfect teeth, perfect face, whatever. But I imagine him as like a man-child. He's like, oh, I'm scared of dogs and I'm so mad. Whatever. Anyway. Theo's like, I've been seeing you come out here every night. Like, that means so much to me. We have such an important connection. I'm sorry that I haven't been visiting you too. Like, come under the water with me for real this time. Like, come hang out under the water with me for the rest of our lives. Forever be under the water with me. And me as the reader, I'm like, you know what? I don't think humans can live under the water forever, but, you know, maybe it makes sense. Maybe they made it make sense somehow, right? Oh, and by the way, yeah, this book is like water damage because I spilled water at the airport in my bag. But honestly, this is probably the best book for me to get water damaged, so that's good. Anyway, I'm like, you know what? I don't understand how this girl's gonna live underwater. Maybe it gets explained. I don't know, whatever. Maybe Theo turns her into a mermaid, whatever. That would be kind of a cool ending, sure. Okay, Lucy has been talking to him for a while that night. She goes back home for the night. Now, bear with me, guys. The dog, she goes to the closet to see the dog. The dog is not breathing. So Lucy is like, no, Dominic, what happened? No, wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay, she killed the dog. Shocker. Put your hand up if you're shocked that she killed the dog after all that. By the way, I just sifted through this book again, and I'm pretty sure she hooked up with another weird guy that she doesn't even like any of them. She doesn't even have fun. Like, she's just hooking up with these guys, like, whatever. Throughout all this, like, what I'm just talking about, like, then she's doing that too. But anyway, so the dog is dead. She killed him with the tranquilizers. I'm pretty sure she lied. She told her sister, but I'm pretty sure she lied about why the dog died and stuff. Obviously, she's not gonna tell her sister the truth. Anyway, skip to the end, blah, blah, blah. The sister comes home to see the dog, whatever. Everyone's lying. Well, not everyone, just Lucy, because she's, like, the worst human I've ever seen in my life. Whatever. She's talking to Theo, and Theo's like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? And she's like, yes. And he's like, what would you give up? Fire? Yes, I'll give up fire. I'll literally give up everything you want me to give up. I hate life. I hate this on land world. I'm finished with land. This is not for me. I'm gonna join you under the water, okay? Her sister comes home to see the dog, and Lucy is like, okay, I'm packing my bags. I'm gonna go home. And she packs her bags and brings him to the waterfront to meet Theo and to live her new life under the water. So Theo is so they meet up. Okay? She's like, Theo, I'm really nervous. I'm really scared. I don't understand how this is gonna work. How am I gonna live under the water? I don't get it. I kind of want you guys to just predict where this is gonna go. Like, I don't know. Pause the video now and leave a comment how you think this book is gonna end, and if it's gonna be a satisfying ending to all the chaos that happened or not. All right, welcome back now that you've commented. So she's like, Theo, I don't really understand. I'm a human. I'm really nervous. I don't really get how this is gonna work. And he's like comforting her and kissing her, like, I love you so much. No, it's gonna be totally fine. He's holding this rope, and he finally explains. He's like, okay, so you're gonna tie yourself with this rope, and your body is gonna sink to the ground, but you're gonna, like, try and fight to the surface, because, like, when you drown, that's what happens. Even against your will, your body's probably gonna fight to go back to the surface. And, like, I can probably help guide you down there, but I can't really force you. At least that's how it was with the others. And Lucy is like, wait, what? Lucy is like, wait, what others? Because she's like, well, I thought we were in love, and, like, I thought whatever. And he's like, oh, oops. And she's like, how many others are there? And he's like, I can't tell you. And she's like, no, how many others? And he's like, there's 17 others tied down there. And she was like, what? I'm not the only one. And she's also like, wait, what? That's what you mean by live under the water forever? So basically, what Theo wanted from her is he didn't want to live with her under the sea. Yeah, maybe they were, like, maybe he loved her somehow in some weird way. But, like, he needed her to sacrifice herself for him because he was, like, a siren or something, and that's what sirens do or something. And he just needed her to, like, kill herself for him and, like, drown in the water. And so Lucy is like, no, WTF, F yourself, goes back to her sister's house and stays there. And, like, that's the end. That's the end. So, was that a satisfying ending? What do you guys think? Was that a satisfying ending? I'm not gonna lie, I had to Google the ending because I was like, maybe I'm missing something. I looked it up. It's exactly what you think it is. It's exactly what you think it is. And I did leave out a lot that happened, obviously. The book is short. I didn't leave out that much, to be fair. But I did leave out some here and there's that happened. But what I told you guys was pretty much the important stuff of what happened. What do you guys think? Like, what if I didn't give you my thoughts on everything that I hated? What do you guys think? Now, the only positives that I can say about this book is that I can respect the honesty and the rawness of the writing and the characters. I really can. Because it honestly was kind of refreshing to see a character who's, like, she's like, weird. Like, she's bad. She's, like, a bad person, but, like, she's not a bad person, like an evil villain or something. She's just a bad person. Like, she doesn't really have considerate feelings for other people. She doesn't really care about other people like that. She does weird things with other men, which is, like, fine. Like, that's not the problem. The problem is that she's kind of using them. She's leading them on. She's lying to them, stuff like that. And it was honestly refreshing to see a character like that. I haven't really read a book where a character is just proper bad person in the regular real life kind of ways. You know what I mean? So I think that was very refreshing. And I thought that was actually very cool to read. However, it's usually nice to read books like this so you feel like you relate, and the characters, oh, they're just like me, not everything is a fairy tale. These characters make bad choices like I do sometimes. But to be honest, maybe it's just me or something, I don't know. But literally when I finished this book, I was like, damn, I feel like a good person. Like, this book made me feel like a good person, and Lucy is just crazy. Lucy is insane. This book, I'll be honest, other than that, it also made me kind of depressed. Maybe that was the point though, and that's okay. Like, maybe the point of this book is to make you feel like that. Maybe it was supposed to be so raw, you get her raw, true, bad thoughts, and maybe it was supposed to leave you feeling kind of weirdly depressed, right? But, like, I feel like I can normally appreciate morally gray, morally corrupt characters. Like, I can appreciate anti-heroes, like I said before, but I don't see the point here. This was so weird. What was the point of any of this? I think some people think it's a good type of uncomfortable, right? And that it's okay to experience good types of uncomfortable. And I agree. It's good to make yourself feel uncomfortable sometimes. That is absolutely true. But in my opinion, I really don't think this book was mostly the good kind of uncomfortable. I feel like there was no payoff for putting you through that. Like, it wasn't satisfying. Nothing was satisfying. It all just felt pointless. I don't understand why so many things had to happen. I don't even know if I understand, like, what's the moral of the story here. And maybe that's the whole thing. Like, maybe you guys are gonna get it and I didn't. Maybe the whole thing is that there's no moral of the story. Lucy is just a bad person going through, right? Like, some people just, you know, like, again, I make bad choices sometimes too. We all have nasty thoughts sometimes, right? Maybe that's the point. So you can see that. And it's raw and it's, oh, wow. But, like, I just don't think it was well done. It just felt weird. And it felt unnecessary. I don't feel like I gained anything from this book. I don't feel like it made me look inward. I don't feel like any of that. I hated the fact that she killed the dog. I don't know. I think I understood everything. And I feel like I'm pretty good at, like, appreciating weird things. And I'm really good at appreciating something that's a little bit, you know, negative maybe. And I can appreciate that she sometimes has kind of inhuman thoughts and feelings, and that's normal. That's normal. It's normal to have inhuman thoughts and feelings sometimes, right? I understand that. I just don't think it was necessary. I feel like the plot was weird, and I just don't think I gained anything from this. Now, let me just say, I rate this book 1 out of 5 stars for that reason. I don't give it 0 because of some of the positive things that I just said. I can respect the bravery, and I like the rawness and whatever. But I give it 1 out of 5. And also, I might be in the minority here because Goodreads actually has like 3.5 stars or something like that out of 5, which is a pretty high rating. So it is very possible that I just didn't understand. It's possible, okay? It is possible that I just didn't get it. I don't know. I've read a lot of books and I've done a lot of book analysis. If you guys don't know, I was a language and literature major. I have read so many books in different languages. I have done so many analyses. I know how to read between the lines. I know how to see how characters feel, blah, 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 whatever. I just didn't get it. And I didn't think it was pretentious, cool, like, weird. I thought it was just like, why? Like, how did you even think of this? How did you even come up with this stuff? And honestly, if you finish this review and you're like, damn, I kind of want to read that, I respect it. Honestly, I respect it. And if you do read it, like, there is more that happens. Like, maybe you'll have a different opinion than me. And if you do, I would absolutely love to know what your opinion is after fully reading it. But personally, for me, I can't recommend it. And that's why this is my least favorite book of 2024. And I genuinely felt like I wasted my time reading this book. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this negative, non-spoiler-free recap. I had a lot of fun ranting about it with you, and I think it's a very fun, cozy time. If you guys want to see more of this, let me know. Or if you guys prefer the positive reviews and whatever, let me know about that as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!